Today has been an absolutely crazy day for the stock market, and in turn, also a pretty crazy day for crypto and a pretty crazy day for, well, really everything all around. As you can see from the S&P, you can see the end here, the last little bit was a pretty crazy skirt downwards, but throughout the day, we actually ended up at roughly 7750 on the S&P, up almost 2%, the Dow up almost 2%, NASDAQ up 2.6%, Russell up 1.85. Long story short, it was a pretty crazy day. And the main thesis is that every single asset was just doing some absolutely crazy numbers right now. Bitcoin going up roughly 1%, which is kind of okay. Lackluster to some, but I'd say it's okay. Right now sitting at roughly $64,000, almost flat. Just taking a look at it, we indeed saw that rejection for Bitcoin, as we described earlier. And right now, at least over the past couple of days, are slowly but surely building ourselves a nice bottom and hopefully taking this back. Anyway, as I was saying, we also saw the S&P rise by like 1.8, something like that percent. The U.S. 10-year yields fell to 4.64% from 4.69, and gold rose roughly 2.7% to $4141. Now, of course, a big part of why everything was going well today obviously has to do with some earnings calls, as we had SpaceX coming in hot, and they basically let us know that they're going to be working a lot more with NVIDIA, because following Elon Musk's words, NVIDIA is just the best. And NVIDIA at the same time also made some pretty crazy new announcements, specifically for autonomous vehicles. If you're talking a bit more specifically crypto though, like what's really going on, there's mainly two things that everybody is talking about right now. One of those is this right here. It's the Clarity Act, and it's the progress, or kind of like non-progress, that we seem to be making. Senator John Husted urges the Clarity Act approval. We have a bipartisan bill. We are ready to go. It's time for America to lead. As all these different senators really just want America to be the first, the best in the crypto realm, partially also in AI, but really this specifically is about the crypto realm, and it's not going that well. But I'd like to argue that internally within crypto, things have never been this bad. And that's not because the prices are doing that bad. It's not actually because overall sentiment is down a lot. Even though it's not as worse as it was a while back. Like right now, we're pretty neutral. It is kind of super bad because we've got some massive exchanges like BitMEX shutting down and Bitmart shutting down, which at previous times kind of marked a bottom in the crypto market. But also, we had the company that's known for holding Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, with Michael Saylor as the spearhead, selling Bitcoin. And so literally that is what they've done. A while back, a couple of days ago, I believe they let an announcement out saying that they, for the first time, I believe, will actually start selling some Bitcoin. And I believe for the most part, that's because they're down billions upon billions of dollars, and it don't look that good if you get my drift. So if we take a look here, I should actually preface this by saying that I'm not necessarily against all this, all right? Maybe in the end, this is actually a better thing for MicroStrategy and for Bitcoin, perhaps. But here we go. Actually, here's the announcement. So you can see Fong Li says MicroStrategy is built to outperform Bitcoin over time, and they've actually done so thus far, at least throughout the past couple of years. Here's the video. Strategy is the JP Morgan of the crypto economy. I joined Kelly, CNBC, and the Domino on CNBC today to discuss MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. So the long story short is that they sold roughly $104.7 million in order, or at least to partially help build a $4 billion cash reserve and support its long-term Bitcoin strategy. So when we take a look at the numbers, which they have posted on their website, and you could have gotten from their Q2 earnings call that is also available on X or YouTube, it's pretty crazy to note that they've raised $17 billion of capital year to date through their ATM programs. Like, what? $1 billion worth of MicroStrategy repurchase program established. No repurchases to date, however. And honestly, this was by far the biggest thing that everybody in crypto has been talking about over the past couple of days. There have been a ton of people who put up these titles saying, this is extremely bad. This is what it's going to mean. This is why. Realistically, if them selling a little bit is making you sell, or is making you think that everything is going to crap now, I think it's kind of stupid. Why? mostly because they've got enough reserves still, and they're not in a position where they're forced to sell their Bitcoin or forced to a liquidation point. That would be kind of bad, but it's just an overarching strategy. And if you had a company right now and you had the main idea to buy a certain crypto, and then all of a sudden you have this idea of, you know what, we should actually get rid of some to probably get ourselves in a better position to eventually make more money and do even better. Is that not the whole main principle idea of the company? And really, I'm basing that upon the idea that many of the purchases that MicroStrategy made were kind of dumb, basically timing wise. And so when you look at that, all they have to do most likely is just wait it out, and they'll do extremely well. At least that's what we all believe. But sometimes that waiting out can be the hardest part of it all. At the end of the day, investing thus far in the world of investing, if you had stuck with the S&P 500, or really even with gold or with any other major index or Bitcoin, you would have done extremely well. The hardest part was just holding on to face those days where everything does well. And so when it comes to MicroStrategy, a similar situation kind of arises where, well, most likely they will keep beating Bitcoin over time, but they got to get there. And so if this is their strategy to do that on the intermediary time frames, hey, let them do it themselves. Anyway, right now for Bitcoin, the main trend still is downwards. We, as we've decided before, want to take out and get our this previous top right here at roughly $65,000 or so, and very nicely as well, if we're able to build ourselves a little bottom right here that takes us from the lowest low to a slightly higher low, especially if we're able to take out these tops. Really excited to see what the next couple of days are going to bring, because all it takes is one little pump and ourselves a nice little closure over on Sunday, but we're very close. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Also, many of you guys were waiting for some altcoin specific news, like XRP, like Solana, maybe like Hyperliquid. Honest truth, I could start yapping on here, but it's going to mostly be about price, in which I've covered my broader theories. This one is not that beautiful. It's just to kind of paint a picture of, this is what I always describe with XRP, that it's really boring for many years in a row, until all of a sudden it goes for such a crazy spike that it just cannot be contained. And XRP really follows a similar pattern every single time, all right? Every single time it goes down for plenty of years, you absolutely hate your life looking at the XRP chart. You absolutely hate your life being an XRP holder. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just does a 15x or something like that overnight. Seemingly overnight, at least, right? 2017, it was that way. In 2021, we had a similar sort of story. And in 2024, as you guys hopefully remember, we had a similar sort of story. That's kind of like my in and out for XRP, that right now it's rough. It really is rough, especially because of the fact that we're ranging. We're not doing anything throughout the past, basically 3 months, especially since June. So let's say the past 2 months or so, we've really not done anything. No price movement at all, only down like 5 cents. And really, since July of 2025, it's just mostly been down. But I don't know. I'm really just a patient man, and I think soon enough we'll see some crazy gains so much out of proportion that'll make all the waiting worth it. It's just a matter of patience. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the situation. Just give you guys a quick little update on Mr. Strategy, Mr. MicroStrategy, because it's something you need to know, but it's not going to make me sell, so who cares?